Hello BookTube, nice to see you. So computers, they can do virtually anything these days, almost better than humans, such as beating world champions at chess. Also, there is the chance that what you're doing could be outsourced, potentially internationally. So you've got a chance of being undercut and ultimately unemployed. It's not all bad news. What can you do about it? Well, there's a few things. One of them is light touch leadership, and this involves analytical tasks as well as seeing the big picture. And to do this, you need to really combine use of both parts of your brain. Broadly speaking, the left side of the brain we'd think of as for analytical tasks, whereas the right side sees that bigger picture. And in life, we really need both parts of the brain to both function well themselves and together so that we can be successful in this modern age and acquire the skills of high touch and high concept productivity. Your analytical reasoning can be improved with 6 steps: design, story, symphony, empathy, play, and meaning. Let me tell you a bit more about these. Design, not just function, but it's actually down to the user experience and how you interact with an object, merging that utility and significance. There was one scholar, John Heskett, who mentioned that design down to its essence is really human nature to shape and make our environment in ways without precedent in nature to serve our needs and give meaning to our lives. And clearly, if something is designed well, it could have a competitive edge in the marketplace. Just think of Apple and its various luxury tech products. Equally, computers aren't that good at design at present, and it's important that all professionals could also be designers because they're experts in their particular field and they can bring that expertise and lived experience to say what actually would help. And that experience is the most important part of living, arguably. It's the exchange of ideas and human contact. Is that what life's all about? And use of space and objects can actually increase our experiences, or potentially they can distract us from experiences. Design's important. I've done another video about design in your life there that you could look at that I hope you enjoy. The story. Now, this is not just building a compelling argument, it's actually making a story, because stories make a memorable connection. And one template I've mentioned is this hero's journey, and most films actually have this. It's divided into 3 main parts: departure, initiation, and return. So the hero hears a call, refuses it at first, and then crosses that threshold into the new world. And during initiation, the hero faces stiff challenges along the way. Usually, with the help of some kind of mentor, the hero obtains that gift, and then they transform, they become at one with their new self, and then they return, being the master of 2 worlds. Symphony. This is actually putting pictures together. And that's actually the greatest demand today. It's not analysis. Excellent programs like R can do that for you. But it's synthesis, seeing the big picture, particularly if you can cross boundaries, cross disciplines, and actually combine disparate pieces into an attesting new whole. And in fact, some people with dyslexia, such as Richard Branson, allege that some of their benefits are that they could see a bigger picture from one thing to another, allowing them to be successful entrepreneurs. So I'd leave you with this symphony. It's like the person who invented the wheel on their own, they were an idiot, but the person who invented the other 3 as well, they were the genius. Empathy. And those who thrive in today's landscape have to be able to forge relationships with other people. Having the understanding of what's going on with somebody else is key to forge those relationships. Logic alone isn't enough. And you also can't outsource empathy, I'll just point out. And empathy is the ability to imagine yourself in somebody else's position and then have a kind of intuition as to what that person is feeling. So it's the ability to stand in the other person's shoes, to see something from their eyes and with their hearts. It's not just how would I do in that situation, it's how would I do if I was them. And this is not sympathy. Sympathy is feeling bad for somebody else, rather than sensing how it would be like to be that. Play, and there's benefits to play for your health and professional life. Clearly, life is about having fun, laughter, light-headed, games, humour, not being serious all the time. And there's actually laughter clubs that have been made just to make life that little bit more playful. And when you're playing, you're really seeing the big picture rather than the limited logical picture. And when you're looking at the big picture, in essence, you're unlimited, anything you could think of. The sixth thing to think about is meaning. This is about purpose, transcendence and spiritual fulfillment, not just accumulating things. There's no gain you'll get from just accumulating stuff in life. And let's talk about a smile. So one that reaches your eyes and makes the corners wrinkle with those crow's feet would be a true smile. However, a fake smile is one that doesn't include the eye movements. Yeah? You may see the difference. And Duchenne, who I believe was a famous neurologist, described that the emotion of joy is expressed in the face by combining the contraction of the zygomaticus major muscles and the orbicularis oculi. And the first obeys the will, but the second is only put into play by the sweet emotions of the soul. How profound is that? And you can clearly look online and actually find lots of tests to see if you're useful or good at detecting fake smiles. Let's talk about video games briefly. You may have seen my Fortnite victory, 18 kills, if not, study my channel a bit harder. But a video game almost is a bit like this symphony, because what you're doing, you're spotting trends, you're drawing connections, and you're thinking about the big picture in that particular game. And what we need people to learn is to think deeply about complex systems. This could be workplace, modernization, the environment, international relations, social interactions, different cultures, where everything interacts in a complicated, I would say more complex way, because there's that bit of unpredictability in there. And, what we want to do is make things interact in a way that provides benefit to people, not in a way that causes disasters. And actually, there was a study it mentioned that even doctors get benefit from playing video games, and seemingly, if you play at least 3 hours a week, you'd make 37% fewer mistakes on laparoscopic surgery, and also be faster at completing the particular tasks. It did remind me when I heard that of advice I had from a urologist once, and that was cystoscopy. It's a bit like a computer game. I did think in my head, this guy needs to play better computer games. Let's bring this to a close. So, thinking about your work, etc., there's 3 questions. Can somebody overseas do it cheaper? Can a computer do it faster? And am I offering something that satisfies the non-material, transcendent desires of an abundant age? And it's how you answer these questions. It may be that you have to change to get these questions answered correctly, because obviously you're wanting a no, and a yes. But really, individuals and organizations that focus their efforts on doing what overseas knowledge workers can't do cheaper and computers can't do faster as well as meeting these emotional, spiritual demands of the current time, are the ones who will thrive. So I wish you all the prosperity, and I'll see you next time. Now, clearly, if something's designed well, it could provide a competitive edge in the marketplace. And this is something that really at the moment computers can't do very well. And therefore, because they don't have the relevant knowledge with luxury tech products. And if it's something at present, really design is something